If you understand the value that a healthy eating plan brings to your athlete's performance, but don't love to spend tons of time in the kitchen cooking, then stay tuned because today's video is just for you. Hi everyone, I'm Anita Nall-Richardson, and I am not a gourmet chef, and I'm guessing that you aren't either. What I am is a mom of 2 active teen athletes that also runs my own business, so that makes me busy. Like all of you, I'm quite sure. One of the biggest challenges that parents come to me with is that fueling their athlete in a healthy way takes time. And while it definitely takes more time than running through the traditional McDonald's or Burger King drive-thru, the investment is well worth the payoff. Athletes who invest in their fueling plan recover faster, build muscle mass quicker, and are much less likely to get sick than those athletes who don't work on their fueling plan and just eat whatever comes to them in their day. Today, I'm going to show you some quick fix foods that will help reduce your food prep time for your athlete. Some of these suggestions are even things your athlete can easily do for themselves in the kitchen. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do today is show you some pictures from my phone and from my computer. So what I like to do is I actually like going to the grocery store. I know it's kind of weird, but I love to look at new products and try and find these type of products for you so that can help you reduce your time in the kitchen. So let me take you through a couple of those. Right here we have a quinoa and kale, we'll just call it pilaf. And all you have to do here is put this in a saute pan and put it on light heat, maybe just a slight little bit of oil in the bottom, and it will heat up very quickly. And all you have to do is find a protein to serve with it because it already has your greens inside of it. You can always add more vegetables, but it already has some in it, so that's also fantastic. I can't tell you how many times I use this at least twice a week because it works so great for our family and we love it. So in other words, you could do something like, let's just see here. Sometimes I'll put something like this protein over top. Now this is a line of proteins called Kevin's Natural Foods, and they make a ton of different great proteins just like this lemongrass chicken one, and it's basically just chicken and the sauce. And they're lower in sugar, they're very low in ingredients in general, so there's not a lot of inflammatory type ingredients in it, which if you know anything about my programs, I'm always looking for how to reduce inflammation. So these are great products, and as it says here, ready in 5 minutes. And so is this. So that's literally in 15 minutes you can have a full, fantastic homemade, sort of homemade meal. So this is something that I highly suggest. Okay, let's look at the next thing. If you didn't want to do the Kevin's deal there with that, you could always, let me smell this. Okay, you could always do these meatballs with it, chicken meatballs. Any kind of meatballs are fantastic. These are pre-made and I found these at Costco. So the reason I like these and what you want to be sure to look for when you're looking for these types of products is that they don't have a ton of ingredients in them. The least amount of ingredients, the better it's going to be for you. I like to have these on hand for the morning. They do have some preservatives in them that I don't like, but they are great to have on hand when I don't have some potatoes already made for our breakfast that we like to eat here at our house. So that's just an option. Quickly pan sear those or pan fry those up and they'll be ready to go, or you can even bake those. This one gets used a lot in our house, and you'll find this steamed brown rice. You can find that at, let's see, Trader Joe's has it, Costco might have something like this, I can't quite remember, but for sure Kroger and Publix both have something like this. It maybe not be that brand, and so does Sprouts, but you can easily take this and make it on your stovetop. I don't use a microwave, by the way. I don't like microwaves. They take a lot of the nutrients out of your food. They literally zap nutrients out of food, and they make proteins hard to digest. So I wouldn't use a microwave if you don't have to. You can just as easily put things on a frying pan on the top of your stovetop and just heat it up that way. It's very simple. Let's look here. We've got this grass-fed beef. These happen to be 4 individual 1-pound packages, but they also sell this same grass-fed beef in patties, pre-pattied burgers. So I take those and I line a tray, like a baking tray, in the oven and bake them, put a little seasoning on them, and then they're ready. I don't even have to tend to them by like flipping them and all that stuff. They just literally cook themselves in the oven. So that's fantastic. You can serve that with rice, put it on a bun, whatever you want there, and then your protein is very fast. Or you can do the picture here, the package of grass-fed beef, just, brown it up, and then put some seasoning on it, and then put it on top of something like this cauliflower and sweet potato mix. Add maybe some other type of green or a salad on the side, and it's perfect. So we love this. This cauliflower and sweet potato mix is just one of a line of many of these riced veggies that Green Giant makes. There's lots of different ones there that you can buy in terms of whatever you like flavor-wise. They've got quinoa, they've got some squash and quinoa, different variables or variants there. Okay, this is a simple meal. You find a good old meatball that's already pre-done. What takes all the time in doing meatballs is rolling up the meat. So if these are already pre-done for you, and then you just put them in the old crock pot with some sauce and they'll be done, and then you can utilize that in any way that you want. So that's one easy way to get your protein done. What takes the most amount of time? Protein and usually carbohydrate. If we're looking at something like potatoes or sweet potatoes, they take time in the oven. So that's why I'm primarily showing you potatoes, sweet potatoes, any other carbohydrate sources that I can come up with, I'm showing you here so that we can cut the cook time down. Let's see also, there's always things like this as well at the store, which are great. So you've got this, which is just a spinach egg white frittata. That is a easy breakfast. So there's no reason for your athlete to ever walk out the door without having some form of breakfast with things like this on the market. So this is from Veggies Made Great. They have a couple of different things, but this one's the best because it's the highest protein content. It does have cheese in it, so that if you are dairy-free, then this one would not work for you. I want to stress here that a crock pot or an Instant Pot or both can save your life. These two things are fantastic to have in the kitchen. If you don't have them, they're not super expensive and they're really worth every penny that you spend on them because they give you food very fast for the most part, or the food's already ready when you come home. In the crock pot, it's going to cook all day, so you have to give it a little forethought before you leave for work, and then the crock pot is literally cooking things very fast. It's an excellent resource to have in your kitchen. I absolutely love and utilize both of them. Okay, I think that's all the products that I have to show you just for today. I just want to keep it short and sweet so you can try out a few things at a time. I'll come back in with more in a future video. But the last thing I want to leave you with is thinking outside of the box at times. Let's just say that you don't have food at home and you're thinking, I just don't want to cook tonight. Don't think that McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell are your only options. One of the easiest things you can do is go to your grocery store and shop their fast foods. So I'll show you that right here. I was at Sprouts yesterday and I just happened to peek in their aisle, their like fast cooked food aisle here that you can see. Can you see that okay? And I'm going to play this. And what I saw was they had quite a great array of options. Here you have sweet potatoes, you can see. And this was like a cauliflower thing they had. Then they have some greens. And they all look fantastic and fresh. And then they had here some protein options. So you guys, you can go right to your local grocery store and find some really great options. Don't think that McDonald's and all those other places are your only options, because here is a great way to get a complete healthy meal for your athlete. Keep in mind that having a fueling plan of the day is critical for your athlete's success with food. It is something that we teach fully here at Fuel, Compete, Repeat, one of our Champion Powered programs, and we really stick by that an athlete, when they are prepared with their food for the day, is going to perform at an ultimately higher level than an athlete who is not. Okay, hope you liked this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.